Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Whatever Projector podcast.
After a long hiatus.
Yeah, which is pretty standard for students at this point. I mean, we've just wrapped up our school years, wrapped ourselves in more crippling debt.
Yeah.
And now we're wrapping ourselves in a crippling heatwave for the last couple of days, which is not proper for England. We're not used to this.
No.
We're not used to good weather or sun or, this...
Anything fun.
The sensation of warmth on our skin's not right.
Yeah.
We're mole people, especially us nerds. Speaking of nerds, we got a lot of nerd topics today.
Yep.
So we've seen the two big shithill movies on the block,
The
Jurassic World
and the big dick heroes of Hollywood.
Yeah, those two returning franchises that make you think it's 1992 again. Terminator and Jurassic World.
Yeah, maybe we'll get Jurassic World out of the way first, because that's the one that's starting to fade more.
Yeah, it is. Though, and also we didn't see it together, so we can actually see each other's reactions. I actually didn't like it. I'm
just weak, or you thought it was very bad.
Me and my friend who when we were seeing it, we were turning to each other and going what the fuck is going on quite a few times, and also just it was very hard to enjoy because there wasn't really. I didn't like any of the characters, and I wanted all of them to die.
But even Chris Pratt?
Not so much Chris Pratt, but I mean, no, he's not a bad person.
I thought Chris was great in that.
No, yeah, it's just he didn't necessarily do enough redeeming to make the movie fun, because when I want all the other characters to die except Chris, him endeavouring to save terrible people isn't making me like him more.
Well, was that the first film though? Just a bunch of idiots in a park?
I wouldn't say so. I think they were. Jeff Goldblum was at his Goldblumiest.
Yeah,
and
it's been a while since I've seen them. I should have watched them on the follow up to that.
I guess, but to be fair,
thinking about it now, it's just there's the shit kids.
Yeah.
And there's the obvious,
Ron Howard's daughter,
the business guy who gets eaten.
Yeah,
it's obvious he was supposed to get eaten.
Yeah. It was kind of funny since he's Kingpin on Daredevil. It's watching Kingpin argue with Star-Lord about dinosaurs in the army. That's an argument I wanted to see happen, but and didn't know it. But honestly, the characters weren't well written at all.
Yeah, and the main woman was kind of inconsistent.
Yeah, and the movie really beats the shit out of her for having a career, and her sister drops these two kids on her middle of a work week, and it's just
and then she shits on her for having a job.
Yeah, it's how dare you fucking work for a living?
Yeah,
it's well, when you have kids, no if. When, bitch? Just hangs up. How dare you not have kids, and how dare you not be
having children is the ultimatum to every human being's existence.
Yeah, and then she shifts the kids off on her assistant, which, she's a working woman, so she's got stuff to do. Yeah. And her assistant is on her phone too much. Better give her the most gruesome death in the entire series.
Yep.
Spoilers, by the way, but
she means means to the plot.
Yeah, really. No, true, but I don't it's almost like a Saw movie scene where she just gets
it was kind of uncomfortable
for 10 straight seconds of torture.
Yeah, it was. I got kind of uncomfortable on that.
Yeah, but what were your thoughts overall with it?
Came out of it, I thought it was that was certainly better than 3. I mean, I know that's easy.
Not a high bar to leap over.
Yeah, I mean, it was certainly better than Alan. Hey, Alan.
Oh my god, I keep forgetting that's real.
I'm not sure if it's better than Lost World, because the Lost World, it was okay. It had the feel down perfectly for another Jurassic Park film. But I can't recall the last time I've hated characters in a film more. Than the Lost World.
That's
everyone
fair.
was just so fucking awful. I mean, Goldblum was doing his Goldblum thing.
Yeah,
which, it gets the job done. But there was plenty of stuff that I liked. But as time went on, I was just it sort of went from that was cool to just that was cool, but. I like the new Indominus Rex.
I do like the design of it.
Yeah.
It was kind of hard to tell what level of serious they were playing on when Chris Pratt is saying lines like, "That's why they wouldn't tell us what was in it. There was raptor DNA."
There were some cheese moments.
There were some cheese moments. I will say it's closer to what the series should have gotten as a second movie, because it makes sense. And they did say it they weren't counting 2 or 3 as in continuity when they actually made it.
Really?
So, yeah. They were just saying no, that first disaster happened. And then this happened. Because obviously if there'd been 3 disasters, they would not have opened a safe park. And
well, the third one really doesn't count because that park was that was the fucked park. And the kid ended up there by accident, and then
still, it's enough bad publicity to where you'd imagine they wouldn't have gotten a fully functioning multi-million-dollar park off the ground.
Yeah.
But it's they didn't count those two as continuity. And I will say that the final bit had me cheering.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah, I'm not going to spoil it, obviously, but it was a good 20-minute stretch where it was solid.
I'm not sure if this breaks spoilers or anything, but I'm just gonna say it. That T-Rex, same one from the first film.
Yeah.
And I love that.
I like that.
That is so good. You see all the same raptor marks from it.
That's really cool.
Yes.
I do like that.
That's incredibly awesome.
I'm interested to see where they go with it, if they want to make another one.
Oh, they will. They will.
And since it has had the same naming conventions as the Mario series, I'm looking forward to Jurassic Galaxy.
Oh man, Jurassic Kart as well.
Jurassic Kart, obviously.
God damn.
Yeah. I mean, usually the fourth one is a kart racer. If this was made by
Naughty Dog.
Yeah, made by Naughty Dog. If this was made by Naughty Dog, we'd be seeing dinosaurs in karts right now.
Yeah, and then the fifth one will just be balls to the wall insane. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what they do with it.
Yeah.
I don't think it was the worst movie ever.
Totally not.
No, there was some fun moments in there.
Yeah.
CGI was a bit iffy in the first half. Did you notice that?
I didn't notice it in the first half. I noticed it in other places.
Yeah.
There was I remember there was some herbivore dinosaurs that just looked off.
Yeah. There was that bit where it's they don't look properly merged with it.
They look like they're from the Lost World.
Yeah, a bit. Yeah, and it was really not great. Obviously, the first one is held up really well because they used a lot of practical effects.
There's 12 minutes of CG in that whole film.
The
rest of it is practical. And it holds up tremendously.
Definitely. Yeah,
and it's just wasn't that the real first of its kind, big CG?
Yeah, no, it was It was the first big showcase, I think, for that kind of filmmaking.
Yeah,
and then the 90s just went too far with it.
Gadzuki.
Yeah. Godzilla's the opposite end of that.
Oh.
Yeah.
I did like that fat guy who's just a complete shitlord for the whole film, where he's I was in the military. I did kind of like that, how he's the sort of person who would work at this place. He worked in the military for 2 months, then he got discharged probably for got discharged for an injury or something, and then he says well, when I was in the military, he's all talk.
Yeah,
it seems like the perfect kind of guy who'd work.
I like the fact that he was in Full Metal Jacket. I like to imagine that...
Oh, shit, it's in continuity.
Yeah, well, I mean, spoilers, he kills himself in that movie, but if...
No, it's in continuity.
Yeah, he kills himself and comes back with a goatee and gets fat and then says, oh yeah, I was in the military that one time. Give me dinosaurs.
Yeah. Speaking of which, wasn't the Asian fellow the guy who's just I'm not gonna let InGen get the gene spliced stuff? Wasn't he the scientist from the first?
He was in the first one. I do like
that's
that.
Such an awesome callback.
That is a clever way to connect the two.
Was he the same character or?
Yeah, same character.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Yeah, because he's even saying I worked with John Hammond on the first park, and he's saying that was no one ever gave me credit, but I was the guy. Yeah,
yeah.
I do like that.
There was a severe lack of Mr. DNA though. Severe lack.
Yeah.
We needed to be strapped into a ride and have a whole talk with Mr. DNA, talking about how they got rid of all the bird DNA in dinosaurs.
Yeah. No, I will say though, those little hamster ball things. Being trapped in a ball with Jimmy Fallon giving me unfunny videos for 20 minutes sounds like my own personal version of hell. So that was not necessary. I didn't need that.
Yeah.
Those things were really cool designs. I don't know why they let people control them though. You'd think that they'd at least have an automated system when dinosaurs attack.
Yeah. Yeah. To me, there was enough where it seemed logical that. They were sure something wouldn't go wrong, and they had enough protection, but at the same time, it's just it's a Jurassic Park film. Something's got to go wrong.
Oh yeah, no, I do understand that, but
the shit kid.
Yeah, the older kid who somehow has a girlfriend, which no, you wouldn't, and he has a girlfriend, but spends half the first section of the movie
leching on other girls.
Yeah, so already he's a terrible person, terrible human being. Like I don't care if he's a horny teenager. That's just a bad person. And
I know, and he shits on his brother like
Yeah.
the majority of the film, and then his brother proper puts him in his place.
Yeah.
He's just like, they're not gonna go out if you just stare at them, and then he just like fucking looks down, ashamed of himself.
Yeah, which is what it should be the entire movie. Because
Exactly.
because he's a terrible person.
Yeah, like
And
the smaller kid was far more tolerable.
Yeah. I mean,
He was bordering on shit kid territory.
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like that character was meant to be a little younger because, like, he looks like he's, like, 12, 13,
Yeah.
like, but he's meant to be, like, I don't know, 9, 10 maybe, because, like,
Yeah.
because that behaviour felt a little off, but obviously, like, with actors, like, they always go a few years older, just because working with kids, like, obviously, like, there's so many problems with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he was a lot more tolerable than darkness, angst.
I hate it here, it's so lame.
Yeah, dinosaurs suck. I do get what they were going for. Is that technical marvels, become normal and everyone gets bored with them. But embodying that in a character that is very close to danger becomes infuriating when they don't die.
Yeah.
And I get that it's a kid, and like killing a kid instantly like jacks it to an 18. Fucking worth it. It would have been worth it. Like, just kill that child. Like, give him the death that the assistant got, and like it would have been. It would have been fine. I think we'd all cheer.
We would have.
That's enough to say about that. Kill children, it's all right.
Yeah, I want more child death in my Jurassic Park film.
Yeah. Now onto Genisys.
A far more fiery topic.
Genisys. That movie.
Genisys scum.
Yeah. That movie that can't spell right. Though obviously we just found out that title actually means something.
I know, it was kind of like annoying, but it actually meant something clever.
I don't like that it's a clever title. It's meant to be stupid and poorly spelt. I thought they were just trying to be edgy. But yeah, it's gene because it's genetics, and then sys because of system, the beginning of system.
Oh, well, I thought it was synthetic, wasn't it?
Systems.
System, yeah.
It's for systems because there's a big subplot in this movie about...
big spoilers, by the way, guys. We're going to spoil the shit out of this film.
Yeah, because... and we'll get to this because it's about an operating system, and I don't know why. I really don't know why, because like when we'll get to that, but it doesn't make any sense. Like I've been thinking about it for the last 24 hours and it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
The plot of this movie is that Hollywood likes money. Well, to be fair, like the people who bought the rights to Terminator realized that the new copyright rules means that James Cameron gets the rights back in 2019, and they said greenlight a trilogy so that we can make our money back. No, it doesn't have to make sense. Just do it. And yeah, that's so now we have a new movie.
God bless America.
To be fair, the Terminator series has been beaten into the ground so much that saying this is the third best Terminator property isn't incorrect, because there's a lot of bad stuff about Terminator.
Yeah.
Because think about it, like, we've got well, I mean, it's better than like the majority of Terminator because we have to count Sarah Connor Chronicles 3 and Salvation. Well, and basically all the video games as Terminator properties. So
3 is just, to me, it's I think it gets kind of a bad rep, but it's certainly not Terminator 2. Like I think it suffered far more because it had Terminator 2 to follow up to.
That is very much the case, and it does steal a lot of stuff from Terminator 2.
To where it's not the strongest film, by any means.
No, I thought it was a fun ride.
And it fucking ended where it needed to.
Yeah, and whereas some people don't like the ending because it like basically completely flips the message of the second one, where it basically says, no, you know what, you can't actually change things will get fucked. I actually kind of like that, especially like with Game of Thrones.
There's some
now.
gravity to it.
Yeah, especially with like shows like Game of Thrones around now, where misery's the order of the day. It's just like I think that fits a lot more now than it did in 2006.
Yeah, maybe that film would have flied a bit better if it was released today.
Yeah, it would have fit.
Like if Hollywood actually fucking left it alone for a little while.
Yeah, that would have helped. Obviously, it would be better. It's weird that James Cameron thought that this new one was the best thing ever. Like, he was so hype about it.
Maybe he didn't see that end credit scene, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
Or maybe someone gave him a lot of laundry.
Yeah, a big laundry rag with the dollar sign on it.
Or maybe like his brains got scrambled when he was making Avatar. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he's too busy counting money, either from bribery or from his own various projects and throne of money that he only has to replenish every decade or so. So he's not really hurting for it. But Yeah. So I mean, let's start a bit systematically. Like,
let's talk about the good first.
Yeah, let's talk about the good. And it starts off good. I like. I like all the future bits.
The opening bit is actually quite strong.
I kind of wanted. That's what I wanted. Terminator Salvation to be
totally.
a full shot of all the war stuff.
Yeah, it was. I want the film perpetually set like in. You see those flashbacks in Terminator 3 where it's all nighttime. There's a literal road of skulls, and Terminators are stepping on skulls and shooting stuff with lasers, and it's all grim dark. And I wanted that as a film.
I feel like Salvation wanted to be Terminator, but with
Road Warrior.
Yeah, but with Road Warrior stuff.
Which could have been cool.
Yeah, it would have been cool, but didn't fit. And obviously it was being directed by McG. You're not going to win much with that.
What has McG done besides Salvation?
Charlie's Angels. And Charlie's Angels 2.
A real pedigree, I see.
Yeah, it's clearly the man of the hour. You couldn't get Brett Ratner, so you got McG, basically. Which, you only hire Brett Ratner when you can't get Michael Bay, so we're really stepping down the line there.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, but then we've got, this new one. The future stuff starts off good, and clever thing, they actually have the scars in the right place, like on John Connor's face, because they showed the flashbacks from the original film, all the scars are in the right place, and all the stuff in the beginning where they show Arnold arriving in the past. Yeah. It's all basically shot for shot remake.
Yeah, and it gives a good motivational speech, and I'm a bit of a sucker for a good motivational speech.
Yeah. I could have used more Idris Elba, but
Oh yeah, Idris Elba's still next to the guy from Independence Day.
They're top level.
Top level of movie speeches.
Yeah. But yeah, it starts off good with the future stuff. Where it kind of goes wrong is trying to explain why things are different now, because obviously they want to do the Star Trek, and I blame J.J. Abrams for this because he basically has made this template that's happened 4 times now of just let's do the time warp again, and now things are different.
Yeah.
So yeah, that suddenly a wild Matt Smith appears.
Yeah, it's I red flags immediately shut up when you said, "Hey, that's Matt Smith." I was just like, "That is Matt Smith."
Yeah.
And then it's just wait a minute. You don't hire Matt Smith to be a background character.
I thought that would have been funnier if they hired Matt Smith just to be in the background for a bit.
That would have been funny because he's hanging around time traveling.
Yeah. That would have been a clever little nod. Just it's hey, Matt Smith's shooting the next studio over. Let's just have him in here for a gag.
Hey Matt, do you want to be in a Terminator film? I don't see why not.
No, but he shows up. He's got a terrible American accent.
Oh, truly awful.
It's oh wow, you didn't practice on that for much. And then he stabs, spoilers beginning here, he stabs John in the neck. Obviously this didn't happen in the original timeline. This is all stuff that's new, because Kyle Reese doesn't mention in the original
they basically
that John was about to, if he had said, oh yeah, just as I was teleporting, a Terminator was about to get him, but we got to change that anyway because this is the we're gonna time travel stuff.
And they basically retcon 3 as well.
From the start they say really they must have that timeline must have happened where Terminator 2 didn't happen, because they say Judgment Day did happen in 1997. So they're saying Terminator 2 hadn't happened in that timeline yet, which is really confusing because John knows all about the future and stuff.
Yeah.
But whatever.
So it's Terminator 5, roll with it.
Yeah, it's getting confusing at this point, but but yeah, Kyle Reese goes back, and obviously everyone's seen in the trailers, Daenerys Stormborn from Game of Thrones. Yeah. Tiny woman that she is. She has taken over the world and Terminator.
Yeah, she is absolutely fantastic.
She's great. I love top level. She's
top keck.
Yeah, top keck. She's great. I love Emilia Clarke. Weirdly enough, the guy playing John Connor played by Jason Clarke. Not sure if they're related, but would have been interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But Emilia Clarke, really, really great actress for Sarah Connor. She projects.
She looks the part.
Yeah, she's strong, but tiny.
Yeah.
They even make a great joke about that.
Yeah, thankfully the film doesn't take itself too seriously. There's a little bit with was it bad boys, what you gonna do?
Yeah.
Because there's a bit where they get arrested in the film, and they're all having the mug shots. It starts with what's his name?
Jai Courtney.
The character. I can't believe I forgot his
name.
Oh,
Kyle Reese.
Kyle Reese. He's standing there. He's like a
average height.
Yeah, average height. And then it goes to Sarah Connor. She's minuscule, totally like 5'6".
Yeah, and she's not in that. She's like 4'5" or something.
She's barely in frame. She's just looking up.
Yeah. She's like...
And then it cuts to Arnie, who's just monstrously tall.
Yeah, I do like that.
Yeah, it's a good contrast to all their characters.
Yeah, there's some good comedy in there.
There isn't too much, but they all seem to hit their mark quite well.
Yeah. So anyway, Kyle Reese appears. Everything's different. The Terminator makes dad jokes now. I'm not against this.
Yeah, well, like I think it makes sense because he was a father figure in 2.
They're kind of going with that, and but instead he's now the disapproving dad figure for Sarah Connor.
Yeah.
Again, they never really explain who or when they sent back that other Terminator to her past. Or how that happened.
Oh, the one that tries to assassinate her.
Yeah, tries to assassinate her when she's a kid.
Yeah.
And then Arnold saves her and
carries her off to Son Stewart.
Yeah. So that's different, but the motto of Terminator at this point is oh, that's different, but whatever.
Yeah. Maybe that's where things drastically change the timeline. The one who tries to kill her as a child, because that doesn't happen.
Yeah, but anyway, somehow they make a time machine in a basement. Even though in the future they establish that a mega corporation can't do it, but they do it. Yeah. They make a time machine and go to 2017. This is where the movie's almost it was starting to lose me because at this point they say that Skynet is now Apple, basically. Yep.
And we get some delicious commentary about society.
Yeah, it's just everything's connected.
This isn't ominous as fuck, is it?
Yeah, and this guy flat out says, oh yeah, my entire life's going to be online. Everything about me, all the things will be just connected to this one central thing, and I'm happy about that.
And there's a news report talking about it, saying has technology gone too far? Facebook, whatever, and the military is all connected together in one system. One.
Yeah, the military. Yeah,
the military said, okay, this sounds legit.
Yeah, they didn't look over the program. It's just put Windows 10
put Windows Vista on there.
Put Windows Vista on our nukes. Nothing could go wrong. Those things are run by floppy disk right now to prevent this exact problem from happening. But they say, oh no, yeah, let's update to that. But the thing is, what I don't get, this is something I realized 6 hours after watching the movie. What was different though? Because supposedly they were gonna launch the nukes. So if it's the same Skynet apocalypse, what does it matter that it's running your iPhone as well? Exactly. It's nothing to do with them being connected. It's just a matter of them
wanting to put a message in there.
It's not even a message because there's nothing really established as to what was going to happen when Skynet went uploaded. Is it a different Skynet apocalypse? They didn't say so. They made a very clear point that it's connected to nukes as well. So what does it matter if you've got Windows Vista on your phone and your computer and your TV and stuff? What did that actually change?
I don't know, but time travel.
And this is where John Connor apparently was made a Terminator. This was spoiled in the trailers as well.
Yeah.
He came back. What was he ensuring though? Because they established that Skynet was going to happen anyways. Yeah. So him coming back, what did he contribute?
He was trying to change Sarah's mind?
Not really, because because he didn't want to find them. He went back to 2015. He said, "Oh no, I arrived 2 years ago to make Cyberdyne a thing again."
Yeah.
But in this timeline, Terminator 2 didn't happen, so they would have already done that. They never really established what would have happened. Because the guy who died in Terminator 2 is still alive, so we know that didn't happen.
The guy's
yeah. The heavy breathing guy.
Yeah.
No one cares what his name was. Black guy dies first. Who for some reason didn't die and has a son in this one.
That's spooky.
Yeah, but yeah, he's alive. So Terminator 2 didn't happen. So how did the nukes not fly in the 1990s?
You're really losing me here.
Yeah, exactly. This is where it starts to fall apart a bit. And then they have the bus action scene.
Yeah.
And the rest of the movie is just we got to avoid John. Hi, I'm John. It's fuck, he's here. Let's go to a new safe place. Hey guys, I'm John. Fucking hell, it's John again.
The plot said I need to be here.
Yeah, it's no, but Mom, I remember you saying all these things, even though this is a different timeline somehow. Everything's here.
Time nexus. something like that.
Yeah, something time nexus. Don't fuck my daughter. Like, that's pretty much all Arnie says.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. He's desperately saying, Kyle Reese, you must fuck Sarah Connor now.
But don't fuck my daughter.
Yeah, he seems really conflicted about it.
Fuck my daughter. Come on, do it now. What are you waiting for? She's right here.
Yeah, that's pretty much his entire spiel.
I think
that and I'm getting old. Look at my shaky hand.
I think Arnie does quite well considering the material he's with.
Arnie is the saving grace of everything, and he's a beautiful man who despite multiple like infidelities, is like still king of everything.
Yeah, he managed.
Yeah,
so good on him. I like the joke you see where he smiles in the trailer. The other ones you see, they're
much funnier.
Much funnier, and they don't overuse it. Like, they use it maybe like 2 other times, and they're funnier than the one in the trailer.
Yeah. There's some funny stuff. I mean, coming out of it, I've said a lot of negative shit, but like coming out of it, it wasn't like a bad experience.
Yeah, it was one of those films where you just say like, that wasn't bad.
Yeah,
I wouldn't watch it again, but that wasn't bad. And I think Hollywood needs films like that, unoffensively bad, but like not life changing.
Yeah, no, there was some decent action scenes in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those things where it doesn't stand up to repeat viewings. Because
totally.
Because as I've said, like, pretty much everything about it doesn't make sense. But let's talk about the ending, because the ending's really where this kind of flipped my boat a bit. Like,
yeah.
So it ends, and when I say it ends, I didn't realize how refreshing it was to have a movie end.
Yeah, I know.
Like, Hollywood has refused to end things conclusively because you know that there's a sequel coming.
Yeah,
and like either
it just depresses me now.
I mean, with superheroes, it's always going to be open because
that's to be expected.
Because they're still superheroes, so there'll always be new villains. Like, even if that current story ends, it's like, oh, he's still got the Iron Man armor,
or someone could like pick up the reins for them.
Yeah, or he's still the Hulk, he's still Ghost Rider. It's like stuff can still go on. But this one ends so conclusively, and we were like, oh, I really appreciate that. The movie's over.
Yeah.
And it's actually over, and it's the happiest ending Terminator has ever had.
Exactly.
And it's like, I mean, timelines are all kinds of fucked all over the place.
But it's Terminator 5. It's hardly high art.
No, I'm not, like... saying,
I know.
I'm not
but it's like, I think, like, considering it's Terminator 5, it like, I came out of it thinking, you know what? That was better than Terminator 5 had any right to be.
Very true, but as we've heard, we didn't stay through the credits because we didn't think this was a Marvel movie. Mm-hmm. Apparently it is, or like that's now a thing that Marvel's made everyone do and think that they can be Marvel too.
Well, everyone thinks they can do it, but they just realize, oh, Marvel made a shit ton of money by doing this, and they never think about how. Yeah.
So there's a post-credit sequence apparently where pretty simple, just
the core survives.
Yeah. Like the core of Cyberdyne survives, and it's just like it's pretty much just like the movie's over. The classic thing of the end. Arm comes out of the water or whatever. Question mark. And I'm sorry, but that literally, not even seeing it, knowing that exists, and
devalues everything.
Yeah, it does devalue everything, and it really just like, I don't see, like, the story was so conclusive. I don't see why or how they would want another movie.
Yeah,
I think they'll need to make another movie just to make their money back, because they spent a lot of money. Like I said, they spent lots of money on this license, and they want to make a trilogy to make that money back before 2019. So they're on a clock.
4 years to make 2 more films.
Yeah, 4 years to make 2 more movies, which would be pretty condensed, like, on any schedule if they had a plan to begin with. And I
feel like the next film is just gonna like trying to write themselves out of that hole, and then
because it's weird because like if they knew it's like we want a new trilogy, it's weird that they would write it that way where it's so conclusive and then like have to unwrite that because it's just going to be frustrating. Yeah. I don't know. Also, like, after that ending, are they going to do, like, a Terminator Salvation thing where it's in the war again? Also, like, again, spoilers, Sarah Connor and Kyle Reese are now in the future. They're in 2017, and they don't have a time machine, they don't go back. So, if John Connor's born, he's going to be born, like, way later. Yeah. Like, everything's going to be completely different now.
Yeah, I suppose that's the only place they could really go. Like, he was born late into the war or something like that.
Yeah, because he'd basically be a kid, for most of the time that he would have... Like, so I mean, this series has really overhyped John Connor's credentials in this whole thing. Like, fair enough. Like, it's indulging in the whole great man history of, like, this guy really... Like, the entire series is built on this guy saved humanity.
The smarter.
Yeah, but, like, it's... You do have to start wondering, it's like, are you sure humanity's absolutely doomed? Like, after 5 movies of sucking this guy's dick, you know? Yeah. Like, are you absolutely certain? Like, Terminator Salvation didn't even try to make it sound like he was that important.
Yeah.
He's just like the radio guy, pretty much. I mean, I don't know where they're going with this. And honestly, every movie they do after this devalues any semblance of good this is.
Totally.
Like, at best, this is a C+ movie.
After all the, like, the mixed reviews that I'd heard for this film, I was intrigued. I wasn't like, oh man, Terminator 5 is going to be sick. I wanted to know. And Terminator 6, they could put out a sick trailer.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care. I am going in like... Impress me. What are you going to do?
I've got to say
you've got to do a tremendous amount of work to improve my opinion about this film's very existence.
I think it would have gotten a lot better reaction if they hadn't spoiled that thing in the trailer, because that would have gotten quite a reaction in the cinema. Like, and like people would be talking about that and saying,
even the director came out and said, "Wow, that really ruined the film."
It did, and I think it's especially bad because that twist. I figured like, okay, they released that because after that. Maybe they take it in an interesting direction, because we only saw that John Connor is in fact a Terminator, and it's like, okay, what does that mean for his character? How did it happen? When did it happen? What's he going to be like? Because what I thought it was going to be, and this would have been interesting, would be that he's like he says, I'm a merge of man and machine, and like I was thinking he was going to say, I don't want to nuke humanity, I want to upgrade them, and just like it would be like almost like a Cybermen kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, that would have been and that would fit with the, we've come too close with technology. It's just like, and everyone has smartphones and stuff. That would have been an interesting point. But from the sounds of it, it's still the nukes. So my point about the whole systems thing, why does it have to be Windows Vista again? Like,
at least J.K. Simmons was there getting pictures of Spider-Man.
He was for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, him and the liquid metal Terminator, it's just like, oh, this is really cool, you got this thing in here, and then they're gone.
Cool bits have to leave that film.
Yeah, like that Asian liquid Terminator, you've seen the trailer? That's all his bits. He's gone.
Yeah, it's really, really underutilized.
Yeah, they used a few too many Terminators, I want to say. Like,
I mean, like, we got
like
him.
If they'd introduced John like early, like really early in the film, that would have been a cool way to take it. It's just like start with John and he's the villain for the whole movie.
Yeah.
Because then he could have had some character moments rather than, oh god, we're safe from John. Hi guys, fuck! Like,
not John again.
Not John again. Oh no, grenade.
Party crasher Terminator.
Oh, shoot some more bullets at him. They're not very effective.
Let's do it again.
Yeah.
And then they shoot for a bit.
Yeah, and then they shoot for a bit. Then knuckle dusters that are magnets.
Yeah. Fucking magnets. How do they work?
Yeah, how do they work?
Oh, one thing I did like is Arnie, in the time that he was waiting for them to get to 2017, he became a construction worker. Cause
that's a clever thing.
Yeah, it's a clever idea, but then they lay him off of all people.
I know, right?
Even though he's built like a brick shithouse and can lift like the weight of 5 men.
I wonder like how he, like, I want just a mini-series, even an animated one, just exploring Terminator the Builder years.
Oh man, that would have been sick as hell.
That would have been really interesting, and just see like because like, did he hide his strength? Because I know he's like meant to infiltrate humans. I assume like he has a program where it's like, hide your strength, because that's a big fucking tip off if you can just like lift a girder like over your head.
I would have thought he restricted it enough to be strong enough to be like, okay, this guy is a good worker.
No, he's Arnold Schwarzenegger. I can believe he can lift a girder, but it would tip me off a bit that something was a bit unnatural. Like,
well, I don't know. It just like in the film, I just would have thought he'd be stronger than like most guys.
Yeah.
But not inhuman.
Yeah, I can believe that. But it's one of those things where I'd just be super interested to see like and what would he do in his off time? What would he watch? Because he has to set out the 90s basically.
Yeah.
And the 2000s. Where were you on 9/11 Terminator?
Where were you?
You could have saved that. Though to be fair, he's from a future where 9/11 didn't happen, I guess.
Well, I guess that's
Terminator. 5. Yeah. What would you like rate it? Like, just forget the post credits for a bit, because most people won't sit around for that. And, like,
all right. Post credits, I'd give it maybe like a low C, a high D, something like that.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
And with post credit scene, it's getting like an E or something.
Yeah. The post credits really caps it in the knee.
Just super makes it sour for me.
Yeah. Overall, again, it's not the worst thing ever, especially since I'm not the most invested in Terminator.
Yeah.
Terminator's cool and all. I like it, but like I said, it's been pounded into the dirt, and
I know.
I don't really think you can get much out of that concept. Because the first two really, they said all they needed to say, really. I mean, the only thing you could do is Terminator Salvation, but less shit.
Yeah.
And even then, it's just, the world's fucked up, let's go stop the machines, and it's basically just a war movie from then. There's not really much to add to it, unless you got George Miller to do it, and then, there's nothing but salt.
Yeah. I mean, there's not much you can do, because that didn't work, so we sent someone else back. It's just like, I know time paradoxes are inevitable in a time travel film, but you're just making more things for me to rattle off about how this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and if you count the Sarah Connor Chronicles as any kind of...
Nobody counts the Sarah Chronicles for shit.
Count it on its own, it doesn't make sense. Week after week, you got another Terminator-related problem. It's pretty ridiculous.
It would have been much better if it was just one, maybe two Terminators, the whole series.
Yeah,
that would have been a lot more intimidating.
Yeah, if they wanted to reboot it and make it a franchise, it would have been more interesting if it was a one villain throughout the entire trilogy. Because the Terminator movies do kind of have a problem of having to reset each time they do it. Because the first one, it's just we're safe, and then it's the second one, no, we're not safe, and it ends. Oh, Judgment Day's not going to happen. Third one's Judgment Day is going to happen, and it's this constant ping pong. It's just what you just give up at that point.
Yeah.
I think we all gave up around the time Arnold put on those star-shaped shades.
I don't know. I think that's when we all gained hope.
Yeah.
Hope for a better tomorrow.
If it had been a star wipe to the next scene, I would agree with that. But
that would have been in my top 10 films of all time. If
immediately,
it had a star wipe.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's Terminator 5.
Yeah.
So,
now, moving on to other relevant stuff, got to talk about our favourite punching bag, Dawn of Justice.
Oh boy.
So you may have seen there's new spread in EW. They got a load of images, and the front cover is not as bad as Marvel's Photoshop, but kind of contending in that area.
Yeah.
Speaking of Photoshop, just brief tangent. Marvel, fire your Photoshop guys.
Did you see Black Widow's hips?
Did you see the Ant-Man posters? They're honestly worse than her.
Oh god, I haven't.
They're worse. I'll throw them up on the screen for this. And it's pretty impressive how terrible they are.
You're gonna have to describe them to me.
Okay. So imagine if I literally scaled down a JPEG of Paul Rudd and put them on a poorly cut out frame of his black friend and put it on his shoulder. And just drag and drop, and didn't think to blend it in, didn't think to put shadow.
That sounds like something I would have done.
Yeah, and just have a blurred out background to pretend that it's actually depth of field and stuff. Yeah, it's pretty much that bad. And
it's quite cheap.
Yeah, and obviously they also did him on all of the other Marvel heroes to say he's got no hammer, he's got no armor, he's got no shield, but he's Ant-Man.
Yeah.
And they're terrible. He's on he's on Thor's hammer, he's on Tony's armor, and of course, internet being what it is, he's on Black Widow's tits. I
thought that one was debunked.
No, but the internet made it real.
I swear I heard that got debunked.
What
him being on Black Widow's breast.
Oh no, it's not an official thing. No, not at all. But the internet made it real. Obviously, they saw that ad campaign. It's just he's on our ass, he's on our boobs, just they had to, because the internet is the internet.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to punching bag of Dawn of Justice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what do you think of this cover?
It's just they all look so just out of place.
They do. I don't think they were ever in the same room together, at least for that shoot.
Yeah. Why am I here? Why am I fighting crime?
They do look.
Why do my clothes look so dark?
They do look sad. Thankfully, Wonder Woman does have some color in her costume.
Yeah. Which you wouldn't have fucking guessed.
You wouldn't think, would you? Because it did look 300, and Zack Snyder's
Even 300 had a bit of red in there.
Yeah, it did have a bit of red in there. Zack Snyder hates color except red, kind of like Frank Miller. Not much, but like.
No, I don't know. I think other people. I think Zack asked for color, and naturally the business people said no. That'd be too light-hearted.
I don't know. That Zack Snyder does seem to work with the same DOP a lot, the director of photography. I forget his name, but I'm guessing he's the one who really likes that desaturated look.
Yeah, because I remember. Dawn of the Dead looking very colourful.
Yeah, but like Sucker Punch was mostly desaturated.
Oh, Sucker Punch was very desaturated.
Yeah, and obviously like 300 and Watchmen, like he has the style. But
I thought Watchmen looked a bit brighter. It's been ages since I've seen it, but so maybe that's not fair for me to say.
But my main problem with this image, that bat costume
doesn't look so cool, does it?
Doesn't it really doesn't. It's kind of the problem with the Batman suit is that when you actually see it in real life, it actually looks quite stupid. Because as a concept, it's kind of hard to get that right. You either end up looking like S&M gear, or you end up looking like Adam West. This chose the Adam West route. And, some days you just can't get rid of a bomb, apparently. Ben Affleck does look jacked. He's done a lot of work to look muscular. Fair enough. Yeah. But
his chin has done push-ups.
His chin has done push-ups. But when he's looking directly at the camera, you can't see his chin defined, so it looks.
Yeah.
So it's that's kind of just a problem with the black costume and having the chin exposed like that. Like with the Dark Knight one, it was a bit more obvious that he had a chin.
Oh,
but
the most important part of Batman.
Yeah, this is the only important part of Batman. But Wonder Woman looks like she's strutting down a catwalk.
Yeah, and this is what I'm gonna complain about. Just she doesn't even look like she could kickbox someone.
Yeah,
I get that she doesn't have to be a brick shit house.
Yeah.
Because obviously Hourglass, anything other than an Hourglass woman to Hollywood is fucking frightening and strange and out there. But just she looks like she'd blow over in the wind.
Yeah, she doesn't look very very menacing. Speaking of which, the toy.
Oh, just. My reaction.
I loved showing you this. Your reaction was like the funniest thing all week. It was just great.
Laughter. It was. How can I put this? I laughed from disappointment.
You did. You laughed for like a straight minute. Like
I've never laughed through disappointment. Like I would have. Like when I was like, oh no, this is going to be horrendous. I mean, it was horrendous. Maybe we'll like throw a picture up on there.
I'm putting it up there. Like
it's literally a Barbie doll with like some Wonder Woman accessories, and it's like poetry mixing those two characters together.
I know it just speaks to like how Hollywood and DC especially doesn't get. I guess what they're trying to go is like, oh, little girls will like this, and boys don't want to play with girl toys. Like the fact that Scarlett Johansson, Scarlett Johansson, like Black Widow, obviously, even in her own scenes, like from the movie,
she gets fucking removed on the action.
Yeah, it's figure. Like nah, boys would like Captain America better instead.
But even though it comes with a cool fucking ship, I don't.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, I get their marketing logic.
Yeah, not wanting to defeat themselves.
They should have known this was going to blow up in their face a little bit, though.
Oh, totally.
Because it's like, come on, we are trying to bust these stereotypes. To be fair, they did also make a decent-looking figure for the people who want it.
Are we talking about those, like, big, expensive ones?
The big, expensive one, and I think there's a 6-inch one, which is overpriced, but it looks like a toy for that anyone could have fun with. But that Barbie one, it just does like
it's bad enough that Warner's like Dark Knight figures were just quite horrendous.
They've never been able to make them good. Man of Steel toys were also quite bad.
Oh god, they was so odd. They looked like cheap Superman Returns figures.
See, this is the problem DC has because like they think. Okay, we need to be dark and gritty and
but we need to appeal to kids.
Yeah, we need to be dark, gritty, appeal and have philosophy and talk about and have long speeches and like have a character who literally slices people's mouths open and somehow get this 12 rating. I really don't know how they did that for Dark Knight, but and then they want to appeal to kids, and it's like I know that people like that about them, the fact that they're not Marvel, but you do have to remember, especially like. These are very much kids' characters. Like Superman is meant to be, especially like this beacon of hope, fun kids character.
Yeah.
I mean, like, people complain that he sounds like he was designed by a kid. Like, he can fly, and he's invincible, and he shoots lasers from his eyes, and he freeze breaths.
And he can fly so fast, and he can reverse time.
Yeah, it's just, like, all these powers to the point where he's so overpowered. It's just, like, the only serious story you can tell about him is how fucking OP
and how that just ruins his life, having to deal with people who, like, would literally have their backs snapped if he's not careful.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's the only story you can tell, and that gets really fucking boring after a while. Like, it's like that's the one story you can tell. All-Star Superman did it well. The rest of you guys don't need to try now. Story's done, you know. I kind of like in the comics, they've taken away a lot of his powers now.
Yeah, well, isn't that the same one where he's got like that supernova? That nuke power.
He does have a nuke power.
Where he's got that stupid cooldown.
Yeah. Basically, like he's nuked everything. He released all the energy in his cells, and now he's just a bit stronger than humans. And he can. Well, I mean, I say a bit stronger. He can like lift a truck, say, and he can jump really high. Yeah. So basically, his original powers. Yeah, that's something cool in the new comics is where his identity's revealed. He's like depowered.
About goddamn time.
Yeah, but yeah, Dawn of Justice, so far, not anything really good. So still, like, news at 9, still nothing good heard about Dawn of Justice. Jesse Eisenberg is wearing a silly wig for I assume what will be most of the movie, where he's got long, ropey hair, which is what...
Things were silly when they hired Jesse Eisenberg, full stop.
Yeah, I went back to a lot of the videos, pre that announcement, and everyone was saying it's clearly going to be Bryan Cranston or
because he's bald.
Yeah, because he's bald, or Mark Strong, because he was good as Sinestro, so fuck it, why not make him Lex Luthor?
Yeah.
And yeah, basically like white bald male actor in his like 40s 50s. All the criteria anyone really cares about for Lex Luthor, because he's not really much of a character when you get down to it. It's pretty much it on that front. I can't really say much more about Dawn of Justice.
I'm sure I'll think of something later. But onto the underdog of all these superheroes, Deadpool. Our Lord and
our Lord and Savior Deadpool.
Okay, so that one little cinnamon roll that might make it.
Yeah, so this was an EW cover that they did for Dawn of Justice, and I guess to punk DC, EW also did a cover with Deadpool.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously he's not in the Marvel Universe, but he is like that big property outside the Marvel Universe that might actually make it.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's really funny because it's like it has a lot more personality. It's accurate to the comics and it's fun. So
yeah, that's
gotta love that.
Funny, that's an odd word to have in a superhero film that isn't Marvel. Fun.
I will say with Deadpool, I'm a little worried because Deadpool has only ever been funny to me in 5-minute bursts. I've never been able to like stand his character for more than like 15 minutes at a time.
Yeah,
an hour and a half to 2 hour movie. It can only really be an hour and a half.
I'd like a short and sweet Deadpool film.
Yeah, they really don't need to drag it out much more than that. But that's all they need. Like any more than that, it'll get boring.
Yeah, it's just every now and then I hear about it. Like it doesn't have a lot to say, but every now and then I just hear about it. Like, yeah, it could make it. Yeah, I hope it does.
But your point that you said, like Ryan Reynolds is a good guy, but name a good movie he's been in. I've got to admit, it's about a week later and I still haven't come up with a response to that.
I asked him that and he just went, and I was like, I know.
I was like...
He's such a cool guy, but just think...
I mean, he was in Ted for like 10 seconds, but like...
That doesn't count.
It doesn't count. Like, any movie where he's headlined, I guess Buried was alright.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's much to say about Ryan Reynolds' career when he's at his best when he's locked in a box under the ground, like not interacting with...
Is Hollywood trying to tell him something?
Yeah, it's you're basically saying your best role is in the grave is not a good thing to say to an actor. I really don't think that's going to go well. It does take some acting fortitude to act in a box and keep people interested.
Totally.
Like it's basically 127 hours without Justin Long. So,
yeah.
But that's about it. Like I can't think of anything. I guess people like Van Wilder. I guess that's all people really can say about him.
Yeah.
He was good as Deadpool in the Wolverine movie until they sewed his mouth shut.
Yeah.
Then they sewed his mouth shut. So
yeah. I gotta wonder what the fuck that director was thinking.
The director on the set was actually saying they were getting script pages as the film was shooting.
Oh no!
Like literally,
really?
yeah, they were like being told per day what was going to happen.
That's fucking awful.
Yeah,
that's worse than when Lucas said, "Oh, they're already building the set. Better start a script."
Yeah, it's basically that. If you actually look at the behind the scenes story to that, it's like basically everyone involved just got punked, pretty much.
They got Aston Kutchered.
They did get Aston Kutchered. Like it's like they say, like they were getting script pages per day. People were changing their minds mid-production on what they wanted it to be.
That's awful.
The people who were writing it hadn't read the comics and weren't really like that interested in it. It's, like there's like a bunch of stories about how that happened and like what went wrong and studio mandates changing things. Obviously, like it's the classic Hollywood story where everything went wrong for everybody and no one really got what they wanted.
Yeah. That sucks.
Yeah. Hopefully that doesn't happen with Deadpool. I don't know how they've managed like to get Fox to give them enough money for a feature film on an 18 like R-rated like hard R superhero film. Like that never works. Ryan Reynolds must be literally working for a ham sandwich at this point because there's no way he's taking a big paycheck. He's not a leading man at this point. No one really cares about him.
Well, like this,
I'm sorry to break it to you, Ryan Reynolds, but you're not a leading man.
I feel like this is the only film where people have said like, yeah, Ryan Reynolds would be great in that. Like,
but he won't have his face in it at any point. Like that's the whole point of Daredevil is that you never see his face. You'll hear him like, and it is him in the suit on set. Which, props to you, buddy. You could have just had a stuntman do that and voice act over it, but no, he's committed. He loves Deadpool.
Yeah,
which I appreciate that.
Yeah, again, good guy.
Yeah, good.
Good.
No, yeah, I'd like to have a beer with him and not have him star in my movies because it sounds like he's not had the best of luck with that.
You just tell him he tried.
Yeah. Speaking of other Marvel properties, Ant-Man's getting decent reviews.
Oh yeah, it's just that's super fucking shocking.
Yeah, I've been joking for those. You on the podcast, like you haven't heard my hilariously funny joke of saying Ant-Man's going to be good. Like, I've been saying this for 6 months and just saying like, yeah, everyone get on the hype train for Ant-Man. Choo choo. Yeah, choo choo. It's fucking like it's going to get awesome. Yeah, hop on Thomas the hype engine. It's gonna be great. And like everyone's just like rolled their eyes and it's just like, and now it's fucking good. And I'm kind of disappointed because that would have made my joke much funnier if it wasn't. This is a sad day for bad comedy.
Damn it, I got a good film. This is such a tragedy.
Yeah, and like some people are saying it's like the best of Phase 2, like it's up there with Guardians of the Galaxy. Like,
whoa.
Which is
big fucking claim.
Yeah, people are saying it's funny, it's good, it's clever, it's good,
has a good villain.
I think that guy's name is Tori Stoll. He's ripped from House of Cards. Sadly, Kevin Spacey is not talking in the background about power to himself.
Now, Ant-Man, you're gonna give me that suit, because I have a humongous erection for the concept of power. Just give me all the power.
Yeah, I really wish Kevin Spacey was just there to bust everyone's balls and like talk about...
Kevin Spacey just needs to show up in films and talk about power. I don't even give a shit if it has nothing to do with him or power.
Yeah, if he can invade the Oscars, he can invade anywhere. If you can just...
Kevin Spacey is coming. He's coming to your general direction. Watch out. He's going to talk about power. He's going to southern all over the place.
Yeah. To be fair, he's kind of giving up on the southern accent in House of Cards. He's not even trying at this point.
God.
Which is a shame, because I kind of enjoy southern Kevin Spacey.
His southern accent is quite delicious.
Yeah. But yeah, it's super weird to see Ant-Man getting good reviews.
I would have been impressed if it got like a Thor Dank World review.
Yeah.
Okay, nothing special.
Like, that's what I was kind of expecting. The trailers, even the good trailer, didn't really hype me more than than Thor, which is Marvel's like C grade stuff.
I think the final trailer like legit got me.
Oh yeah, again, my main joke of this is that I'm hyped for it, but I had no interest really about it. I just thought it was going to be C grade stuff, but it's apparently like top up there, which is like, yeah, good. I am legitimately saying choo choo on hype train for Get Out.
Well, no. Now you got to say, oh no, don't want to watch it. You got anti-hype it now.
I do kind of have to anti-hype it. I've got to hype check everyone and just say no.
Check your hype at the door.
No, stop it. No, like I'm thinking, just guys, remember Edgar Wright? Just like everyone, stop talking about that now. I've got to hop on that train.
Oh, I bet they probably wrote in the bit where he beats his wife.
I'm waiting for that because they say
there's got to be some kind of joke about it.
They did say that they were thinking for an Ant-Man 2 doing a prequel with the original Hank Pym, and I'd be very interested to see how that goes in the 60s, where they could at least hide that in context. Just say, hey guys, it's the 60s. It's just like, I mean, to be fair, he hit his wife whilst insane as Yellow Jacket, Lord of Bees. And was
that Nazi bees?
No, it was not Nazi bees. That's Swarm. But
no, is Swarm like arch enemies with Dr. Bees though? That's the question.
I want him to be, but
fuck. You didn't plan that, did you?
I did not, but I want him to be.
I want him to wasp.
The pun life. I didn't choose it. It chose me.
Good. The pun life.
But
moving on.
Moving on.